Welcome to The Explainer. Most of us are out here trying to fix our health one exhausting habit at a time, right? We're endlessly tweaking our diets, obsessively tracking our sleep, popping a million different supplements. But what if treating your health piecemeal like that is actually failing you? Today, we're diving into the longevity code. It's a framework that treats aging, well, not as just some random set of symptoms, but as one massive interconnected system. And at the very heart of this system is one specific number, 72. Now, that's not just a random target we pulled out of thin air. 72 hours is the exact amount of time required to trigger the ultimate biological reboot in your body. Literally, it's the cornerstone intervention for deep, deep cellular repair. The thing is, we tend to compartmentalize our health. Diet goes in one box, workouts in another. We chase all these isolated trends and completely miss the big picture. But today, we're unpacking a 72-hour fasting protocol that cuts right through all that noise. We're getting straight to the root cause of aging at the cellular level. Because here's the secret. Once you understand longevity as a system, you can actually start to slow it down.
Okay, moving right along to section 1, cellular magic, the science of autophagy.
Enter autophagy. Honestly, think of autophagy as your body finally taking out the cellular trash. When you do an extended fast, your cells basically activate these digestive enzymes to break down damaged proteins, weak mitochondria, and all that built-up cellular waste. Then it recycles the whole shebang into fresh, new amino acids. It is literally clearing out the microscopic debris that causes chronic inflammation and disease. How cool is that? And look, hard science absolutely backs this up. There's this landmark 2014 USC stem cell study showing that a 72-hour fast literally triggers stem cell regeneration. By reducing specific aging pathways like IGF-1 and PKA, your body shifts completely into a state of deep protection and natural regeneration. Underneath the surface, there's a massive metabolic shift happening too. Your brain actually switches from relying on standard glucose fuel over to highly efficient ketone bodies. This totally explains why, once you get over that initial hump of being hungry, people report incredible mental clarity and focus instead of just feeling fatigued. Right, let's get into the next part, the protocol, preparing and executing. Because let's be real here, going from 0 to 72 hours of absolutely no food, that's intense, and it absolutely requires systematic preparation. To prevent a massive shock to your system, you have to pre-shift your body into a fat-burning state. So 2 to 3 days prior, you're going to start a 16-hour fasting window. At the same time, you want to drastically lower your carbohydrates and load up on healthy fats. Think avocado, olive oil, grass-fed butter. You're basically teaching your body how to burn fat before the clock even starts. Now, here's how the timeline actually builds out. Hours 0 to 24, that's the challenge phase. Yes, you're going to face some temporary hunger. But if you push through to the transition phase, which is hours 24 to 48, your growth hormone actually spikes by a massive 300% just to preserve muscle. Finally, you hit hours 48 to 72. This is the deep healing phase. This is where inflammation recedes, the brain fog lifts, and that nagging joint pain, it literally vanishes. But during this entire time, the rules are incredibly strict if you want to maintain that cellular cleanup. You must stick exclusively to pure water, flat or sparkling is fine, black coffee, plain tea, and essential electrolytes. That means no cream, no sugar, literally 0 calories. These exact options keep you safely within that fasting state without breaking the magic. Okay, section 3, the most important step, breaking the fast. Your 72 hours are finally up. You made it. But you have to be incredibly careful here. How you break this fast is arguably the most critical part of the entire protocol. Your digestive system has been asleep for days, so shocking it with a huge meal can be really uncomfortable and actually quite dangerous. So you want to wake your system up gently. Start with just a cup of bone broth. Then wait a full hour. After that, introduce maybe 1 or 2 scrambled eggs or a bit of avocado. Wait another hour before having a small meal of protein and healthy fats. And this is absolutely crucial. You need to strictly avoid all carbs, sugars, and processed foods for another full 24 hours. Look, not eating for 72 hours is incredibly tough. The psychological challenge is totally real, and the very first time you do it is absolutely going to be the hardest. But you know what? Your body adapts. Over time, these longevity benefits compound, making your cellular system so much more resilient with every single cycle. By viewing aging as a comprehensive biological system rather than just isolated problems, you unlock a completely new level of health. So, armed with the longevity code, the only question I have left for you is when will you stop fixing symptoms, finally take control, and begin your own 72-hour deep cellular repair? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.